Coach, sitting in with you, man, you got to be a happy camper after what transpired last Friday night here in Pleasant Valley. Coach, you took on a North Sand Mountain team that nobody's kind of figured out for a long time, you know, and then you turn around, you guys take care of business here. Dogfight. You and I talked off the phone yesterday, or on the phone yesterday, off camera, about getting down 20-7 and you guys gritting it out. But just take us back to last Friday and how all that transpired.
Yeah, definitely. I think the game started about as bad as it could start for the Raiders. 90 seconds into the game and we're down 14-0. I mean, opening kickoff, they run it back. 3 plays into it on an offensive drive, we throw a pick. Run it back to the 10-yard line or so. 3 plays later, they score 14-0. And, it just, man, it was quiet. The stadium was quiet on our side. But, times like that, teams can go either way. They really can. And so what I loved about the calmness of our team, of being in that deer in the headlight, but, man, let's get out of it, And so everybody, the message was simple: just settle down and play. Settle down and play. Quit overthinking. And I think just so much build up to this game. And they've heard so many people, hey, it's the biggest game in school history. There's never been a game like this at Pleasant Valley. And I just think that got you, out of your rhythm, and you just trying to do too much early. And I'm afraid I'm going to mess up and all that. But, I mean, that punch in the mouth helped us. It really did. It woke us up, and then from that, Braxton blocks a punt, but then and runs it back, and that was a spark plug that we needed on that. But then I'll be dang, they don't answer. They answer straight back again, and so now we're down 20-7.
Wow.
And then, pounding the ball, I think really just everybody's got a plan to get punched in the mouth, and that's what this team does. This team will punch you in the mouth over and over and over. And, you might get us on clip 7, 8, 9, but house clip, 42, house clip 55 going.
Yeah.
And so we just got to steady, and, the calmness of that, I think, helped a lot. Braxton had a great game running the ball. Vic was probably not one of his best games, but he was still stable for us. We did protect the ball after that. And defense made some adjustments. And then after that, because North Sand Mountain's got a great team. They got great speed.
Oh, they've been killing people.
And they've been, yes. And, nobody had scored on them in the first half. I mean, they've shut everybody out in the first half. And, and I knew when we went up 21-20 at halftime, we got them right where we want them on that,
Yeah.
For us to give up that kind of lead. And so in the second quarter, we scored 14 points, and then we come out in the third quarter. And the third quarter started bad, too. I mean, we're thinking they're going to onside it, and we probably played up a little too much, and their kicker kicks it over our head, and we make a bad decision of picking it up at the 1 when it, was probably about to go in the end zone. We could have got the ball at the 20. So instead, we started at the 8-yard line or so, but settle down from that, and first drive we score, 92-yard drive, and that kind of opened the door. Then we had a 21-point third quarter.
Man.
So.
Boy, I bet after the game, you probably look back after you watched film and all and realized, has this leadership on this team kind of caused this? Because you know how you said that thing can go either way.
Yep.
Had y'all been non-experienced players out there, that thing might have went the other way and the wheels might have unraveled.
There's no doubt. There's no doubt. And these players, they've been through that. They've like I said, 9 of these guys had to start as freshmen in the first round against Pisgah. And that's when Braxton and Nick Acker were both on the sideline, And so that's 2 more freshmen that could have been out there. But, they were out that game. And so these guys have been put in fire before. And, and each year, get stronger and stronger with how do you respond when things don't go your way.
Awesome.
Because it's really not about how you start. It's about how you finish.
That's right.
You know, I mean, you know, Georgia's a prime example of that right now.
That's right.
You know, and I love what they asked. They asked Kirby Smart, they said, what are you going to do about the slow starts? And he said, well, I thought it was more about our finish than our start. You know, sometimes you talk about something all the time, and, you know, hey, protect the ball, we can't fumble anymore. Now all of a sudden, fumbling gets a major deal.
Yep.
You know, so let's talk about the positive of, you know, I think the biggest thing I take away from that game is the standard that we played in the second and third quarter. So everything that we're doing needs to be climbing to that standard. The standard that we played in the second and third quarter against North Sand Mountain is some of the best football that I've seen since I've been here.
That's awesome. Coach, I know we're running short on time this week. This week you guys got Section and Riley Edwards, correct?
Yes.
What have you seen from them on film? They've had some ups and some downs.
They have, and you know, they've got some running backs that, you know, can be tough to tackle, and they formation you a lot, and they're getting some jumbo looks with extra linemen up there, and so we've got to do a good job of making sure we're balanced on that. But, you know, a win, you know, we got to remember what we're fighting for too. Like, there's never been a 9-win season here.
That's awesome.
So, you know, a win this week will set this team another step apart. You know, and moving into the playoffs at 9-1. So, you know, we've got a lot that we're fighting for, and, you know, excited to go. And, you know, and it's just like any other week. Like I shared, you know, a clip from special teams, defense, and offense. And offense got 15 plays. Defense got 12. Special teams had 9.
Wow.
If we don't fix these things, it's going to hurt us in the playoffs. And so I love it when the players are focusing on that more than a highlight.
Yeah, for sure. No, that makes sense.
Show me the weakness that we can go fix, and, you know, and so, and it's real. I mean, it's encouraging as a coach, you know, on a Monday practice that they're okay with going up there and harping on some stuff that didn't go our way.
Right, correct.
Yeah.
That's right. You talked about that earlier in the year. Can you get a wake-up call from a win sometimes?
Yes.
Yeah.
And even a win like that, can you still get a wake-up call on some things that if you don't get better at, teams are going, like, this is their game plan.
You can face them again really easily.
Yes, no doubt.
Yeah, they're watching the same film y'all are,
Right,
breaking it
that's right.
down.
Yeah.
Coach, before I get you out of here, the importance of letting that one go, and let's dial in on Section.
Definitely. You know, you got to be where your feet are. You know, hey, enjoy it over the weekend, and now, hey, we're coming in, and this is a fresh start. And, you know, last year we didn't start very good with Section, you know, in the first quarter, but, you know, players settled down and we finished strong. And so we just got to be where our feet are and understand that, you know, we got to play each quarter and not create any bad habits this week, you know.
That's
no
right.
bad habits, you know, because we're open week 10, and so I think this is a critical week for us to keep improving.
Coach, I appreciate you sitting in with us. Sorry for the shortened show, but we got to get out of here. You got guys ready to hit these weights, and I know
Yeah,
that's
got the
what you
middle
built
school
this on.
kids coming in here, and they ready.
They're ready. Coach,
Juiced
thank you
up,
so
ready to
much.
get strong.